All right, welcome to the Dork Side, and today I'm going to tell you how I do my measurements for printing my 3D helmets. Okay, it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to take three measurements with this tool. So this is the one I recommend getting this for this type of measuring for your head. Okay, it's called a stainless steel Clay Sculptor Measuring Tool. Okay, so if you type that in like the Amazon search bar, that's how it'll come up. There's other variations, but that's how I've typed it in, and I found this. It works great. So it's very simple to use. You're just going to loosen it up and tighten it back up when you get it to where you want. So here are the three measurements you're going to want to take. You're going to want to take from the tip of your nose to the back of your head. You're going to want to take from the top of your head to the bottom of your chin. Okay? And then you're going to want to do from the far left to the far right. So ear to ear. It's going to look like this. So that one, top of your head to the bottom of your chin. And usually this one, and then from the back of your head to the, almost went up my nose, to the back of your head to the tip of your nose are usually the same. For me it is. Okay? Then you'll do here to here. Now what that's doing, it's not actually taking the diameter, so don't confuse that with sending someone like I have a 24-inch head or I have a 22-inch head or whatever. It's not the same thing. Okay, this is an actual from point A to point B as if it's going through your head measurement. And for people that print in 3D, if you're doing this yourself or you're sending this to a 3D printer, a person that's going to print it for you, you want to give them this measurement in millimeters. That'll help them drastically. So after you take your measurement, so let's do this one for example, from the tip of my nose to the back of my head, you will take a ruler that has the millimeter measurement on it, and so mine is 215 millimeters from there to there, and also from here to here, and then my head is. What I do for my ear to ear measurement is I will take a piece of foam. You can get this at a Harbor Freight or hobby store. They usually sell this floor mat. It's like anti-fatigue mat, or you can go to the crafting section. It's becoming very popular to get this. And I measured it to the diameter of my head. I'll put this on and then take that measurement because I'm going to put padding inside my helmet. So you can even do that for the top as well if you want to put a piece of, if you already have the foam or whatever, or you can just add about 5 millimeters to your measurement from the top and the chin. I don't add anything for the back, my measurement for the nose to the back of the head, because my helmets are usually quite flush with the back of my head, and I'll just, I guess I have I added, maybe I did. I don't want it to be right up against my nose, so I would suggest adding maybe 5 millimeters so that you have a little bit of room between that. And those are the measurements I send, but let the person that is, if you're sending this off to someone, let them know that you've already added, a few millimeters to give you a little bit of cushion between the back of your head to the front, so they don't in turn add that as well, thinking that you want room for padding. If you've already done it. If you didn't, then just say, hey, these are the exact measurements from the tip of my nose to the back of my head. These are the exact measurements from this side of my head to the other side of my head, and also from the top to my chin, and just let them be aware and print it that way. These are very precise measurements. I get a nice fit for my helmet. So as you can see, my jawline is right there. I have enough room for the padding on my ears. Ooh. The when you talk inside those, it's fun. So this is probably uh, what am I trying to say? I like the way this fits on my head. It all depends on how you want it. If you want the jawline to come a little bit further and you like it, there to be more room between your jaw and the bottom of the helmet, then, keep that in mind. When you send these either to your printer or when you go into your slicer and start taking that into consideration. Also, uh, this is, again, I can't stress this enough. This is the exact measurements of your dimensions of your head. So imagine your helmet has the ears on it, and then also the thickness of your wall of your helmet. So when you go into your slicer, or the person that is printing this goes into either Cura or whatever it is they're using to print these, if they put the exact measurements into the model, it's going to scale it as if it's the far left and the far right, not being that. Let's see here. So if you say from the far left to the far right of your helmet is 290 millimeters, or what was it in my case? Did I say 215? Let's see, mine is 160 millimeters from here to here, but the helmet is actually, let's see, with the ears on, I can print my helmets full with the ears and everything on it. Some people have to take this off and print them separately and then add it post. But so my helmet's from left to right is actually 225 millimeters from the far left to the far right. Okay, but my head is smaller. So you have to keep that in mind. How much room do you want between your helmet and let's see, what the model that you're using, what does it say? One thing you can do if you're printing this yourself, take your model into Cura or whatever it is you're using, and then look at the bed and see where you can actually see where the far left and far right are going to be inside your slicer. And then make sure that those measurements that you have, what you gave, that you're going to have enough room inside for padding, or, your comfort level. Do you want it really close? Do you want to have it a little bit further away? What is it? But if you go into your slicer and you look at the bed and where the outline of your helmet is, that's going to help you determine if you're going to print it correctly. You can also go into your slicer. Some slicers, Cura doesn't have this feature, but you can go into I think I forget what it is, but there are free programs out there that's a different slicer, and you can just take a part of your model, select just a piece of your model and just print this part. So you're going to cut out the top, cut out the bottom, and just print something like it'll come out like this. You're just printing something like this that is actually part of the helmet, and then put that on and see if it's nice, if it's where you want it. I hope that I'm explaining that well. Once you get really into this and you make a few mistakes like I did, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I hope that explains the different options. This is really just about how to take measurements, but this last part that I've been talking about is what to take into consideration after you've had those measurements, how to get a really nice fit for your helmet. It's all on your comfort level. Again, if you want it very close to your head, very close to the measurements of your head, then just add like maybe 5 to 10 millimeters at most on your left to your right, from top to bottom, and from front to back. If you want it closer in those certain areas, again, don't add that the extra millimeter if you're not going to put padding in the top, and you're not going to put and you don't want it to go below your chin line. That's how I wear mine. I don't have padding in the top, and I like it right here. So I don't add 5 to 10 extra millimeters here, but I do on my left and the right so that I have room for padding above my ears. And then also I add for the front and back because I am going to have about 5 millimeters worth of padding on my forehead. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Lastly, just going to going to stress again, this tool is excellent for getting those type of measurements. Again, it's called a stainless steel clay sculpture measuring tool. They're about $2 on Amazon. They're not, well, maybe, I think, no, take that back. I think you can get them at Harbor Freight for about $2. Don't hold me to it. Prices may have changed lately, but expect to spend anywhere from, $2 to $10 depending on where you find it. Thanks for watching. I hope that helps. Ask questions if I didn't clearly explain something in the comments.